What do we have here? WashingtonExaminer.com. So they just released Lisa Page's closed-door testimony, right? There's some doozies in there. Well, guess what? It's time for Peter Strzok. Stroke man, stroke man. And it's time for... Where is it at?
Cover it all up now.
That's do you need more? You need more of that? I'll give you some more of that. Yeah, I think it's time to let people look through it. Unredact, thanks President Trump. And yes, do it. Time to look through it. Peter Strzok, Clinton DOJ struck a deal that blocked FBI access to Clinton Foundation emails on her private server. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This guy robbed a bank. We got him. He's in his house. Let's get to call the SWAT team and break the doors down. He's in there, and no. His lawyers are going to come outside. They're going to meet you outside, up front, and they're going to negotiate what you can and can't use for your investigation. And by the way, his gun that he robbed the bank with, you can't look at that. The pile of cash he stole from the vault, you can't look at that either. But you're more than welcome to look at other stuff. Okay. All right, let us in there. Could you imagine a more ridiculous thing than the Department of Justice, the highest law enforcement of the land, working with an individual, a person's lawyer or lawyers, to not allow you highly important stuff that you would need to investigate? You're the effing FBI. We don't need to talk to your effing lawyer. Get out of the way or we'll kick your doors down too. Nope. We'll back off and we'll only look at certain date range. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Fired FBI agent Peter Strzok told Congress last year that the agency did not have access to Clinton Foundation emails that were on Hillary Clinton's private server because of a consent agreement negotiated between the Department of Justice attorneys and counsel for Miss Clinton. What does Gerald Celente always say? He's been saying it for how long now? Justice. It's just us. It's a two-tier justice system. It only works for us. Just us, not them. He's right. He's right. Could you have your lawyer negotiate evidence that's going to incriminate you to be actually thrown out? You can't look at it. But you can look at other stuff. And when you look at the other stuff, well, you're going to find my client not guilty of anything, and you're just going to drop charges. Could you? Is there anything more ridiculous? Is this not a banana republic? That's how this was run. I told you once. I told you twice. I told you many times. Thank your lucky stars Donald Trump is the president and not Hillary Clinton. Because imagine if she was president right now, and then this came out finally, and we got to read what I'm about to read you. Didn't have access to Clinton Foundation emails that were on Hillary Clinton's private server because of a consent agreement negotiated between the Department of Justice attorneys and counsel for Miss Clinton. That agreement was revealed in newly released congressional transcripts from Strzok's closed-door meeting testimony at the House Judiciary Committee almost a year ago in June 2018. When asked by then-Majority General Counsel Zachary Summers if the Clinton Foundation was on the server, Strzok testified that he believed it was on one of the servers, if not the others. But Strzok stressed that due to an agreement between the DOJ and Clinton, they were not allowed to search Clinton Foundation emails for information that could help in their investigation. What? The FBI would have been investigating Clinton's emails in 2016 when former President Barack Obama was still in office and when Clinton was running for president against then-candidate Donald Trump. Summers asked in the 2018 hearing, were you given access to those emails as part of the investigation? And he replied, Stroke replied, "We were not. We did not have access," according to the transcript. The FBI's investigation into Clinton, called the mid-year exam, that's what they called that, focused on whether she had mishandled classified information and emails that were sent and received through her private server. Stroke testified that, according to the DOJ attorneys, we lacked probable cause to get a search warrant for those servers, and projected that either it would take a very long time and or it would be impossible to get to the point where we could obtain probable cause to get a warrant. Oh yeah, because handling highly classified information and knowing that that's already happened, that's not enough to get probable cause to double check on the other servers he apparently had. Because we always heard like there was one server. There were servers there, not one single server apparently. Yeah, you wouldn't get probable cause. No, not at all. That's his way of covering it up on his side, okay? Although the FBI would eventually gain possession of Clinton's server, it was only according to terms negotiated with Clinton's lawyers. Stroke said that the FBI had it voluntarily in the case of the servers, voluntarily in the context of consent that was worked out between DOJ attorneys and counsel for Secretary Clinton. We voluntarily came to an agreement that we wouldn't look at, Stroke testified that the FBI's ability to search these emails was constrained. He said that there was a significant filter team that was put in place to work through the various terms of the various consent agreements. Oh, so there were numerous consent agreements and numerous terms on the numerous consent agreements. Got it. Stroke testified that the FBI's ability to search these emails was constrained. He said that there was a significant filter team that was put in place. I mean, this is unbelievable. Wow. He listed just some of the restrictions placed on the FBI's search of Clinton emails. Those could be, and this is not an exclusive list, lists of domains, of date ranges, and of people. But that's not an exclusive list. So certain domains, in other words, it came from so-and-so.com, the such-and-such.com, that's the domain. So certain domains completely off limits, you're not allowed to look at those at all. Well, isn't that how emails come in, from an effing domain somewhere? Yeah, can't look at those. Certain ones. Date ranges, any email, can't look at those between these date ranges. And of certain people. Certain people, you can't look at those either. Right, so those are the different consent agreements. Probably the date range, that's one agreement. The domain name, that's another agreement. And certain people, that's a third agreement. And there's different rules and regulations that we're going to set up for each other. This is an effing banana republic. This is Venezuela. This is Venezuela. This is Nazi Germany. Who does this? The effing liberal Democrats. That's who does it. That's who did it. They did this. And again, could you imagine her winning, her being the president right now? This may not even have made the light of day, to tell you the truth. But even if it did, too late. She's in office. And you know, the DOJ, as I said, we have a very strong policy of not indicting a standing president, a sitting president. And in Miss Clinton's case, we could find her doing treasonous things while she's president. We won't do that. So now it's time for Trump to hashtag declassify the docs. The rest of the docs, the texts, everything. Declassify. We got these now. Talk about a shit show. Despite those constraints, Stroke said the FBI was being aggressive. I wonder if he did that. We're aggressive in its investigation. There's 4 things that we're going to look at in the investigation aggressively. And the first 3 we can't look at all. The 4th thing is nothing at all. Actually, it's nonsense, but we can look at that aggressively. We're going to look at the 4th thing aggressively because there's no consent agreement on that one. What is it? Some blank emails that were in a draft statement she never sent. So there's no content, correct. Like, that's how it could be, right? The FBI team, this is a quote, the FBI team was certainly, I think, comparatively aggressive, which is my experience, he said. Agents tend to be much more aggressive in trying to get the information. Prosecutors look at it from a different set of perspectives. Stroke said that the FBI's investigators did not want to be restrained at all. Quote, you know, we wanted, as an investigator, I want as much information as I can get, he said. I don't want limitations. I don't want you to tell me a date range is off limits, a domain is off limits, anything is. FBI Director James Comey would clear Clinton in a speech on July 5th, 2016. He would list Clinton's numerous missteps, including the fact that 110 emails in 52 email chains contained classified information at the time they were sent or received by Clinton, but he would not recommend charging her with any crimes. You know. The release of Strzok's testimony today, followed by the release of Lisa Page's the other day, among the numerous revelations in Page's testimony was the fact that officials at the FBI, including then Director James Comey, were discussing possible Espionage Act charges against Clinton. Espionage. Nope. We're going to make an agreement on that. We don't want, yep, not going to look at those. Unfreaking believable. Again, what a freaking banana republic. This is a banana republic. And now what do we hear today? Oh, I think it was today. Schiff for brains? Yeah, the impeachment thing. You know, what we would need is probably with the Mueller investigation would have to show you, and it's probably not. So, yeah, I think at this point, I don't think Schiff for brains got it wrong. All the liberals, I got a couple of liberals at work who, ever since Donald Trump got elected, impeach, he's gonna get impeached. They're gonna do it. He's coming. It's coming next month. It's coming. How about how's that? Hey guys, how's that impeachment coming? Speaker of the House Pelosi says it's off the table. Schiff for brains now says it's off the table. Donald Trump told you from day one it was off the table. Okay, so anyways, let's hope some freaking justice is finally served. The way Q has it sounding, it's gonna happen. We'll see. Take care.